Interesting. It's just as I suspected. What do you mean, sir? What do you see? Well, this beat is going to drop in 4, 3, 2, 1.
What up, people? Welcome back to Mason Family Values.
Hey.
This is part two of Weathering the Storm. A continuation. Lord. We retarded sometimes. I'm just going to tell you the truth. We are a little slow sometimes.
That's how you know we meant to be together.
That's it. But we want to thank those of you that have been supporting us.
Yeah.
That have been watching our videos, those of you that are new to our channel, we just want to say welcome. Make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe.
How'd you say that? Welcome.
Welcome, people's welcomes. You know, hey, my daddy's family is from the country. So, you know, they do country and say country things. Welcome to part two of Weathering the Storm. And we hope you enjoyed part one. I know part one was a little long.
I was a little chatterbox because I was getting emotional.
Yeah.
Had a lot of things. Had to get off my chest.
Yeah.
She
went a little far. It was a long video to edit. So this time we not editing a long video.
So basically he wanted me to shut up.
No, I just don't want you to talk as long. It's a difference.
Look, this is part two. It's all about you.
What you say? So what you want to do? All right.
See, you crazy. You still talking about Martin. That was 2 episodes ago.
Lord. But anyway, I guess we'll start off with, because I was telling y'all when we ended the last video, I was telling y'all that I was going to tell you about a carjacking that I was in. Mm-hmm. Now, the carjacking happened kind of shortly after my wife had her pacemaker.
Heart failure, multiple blood clots.
And she had a pacemaker put in.
Nope, that wasn't until September.
Okay, that wasn't it. Mm-hmm. So she had just recently got out the hospital not too long ago. Mm-hmm. So it was one day we were coming from church, and it happened on a Sunday. And this happened maybe like a week before my birthday.
I don't even think it was.
No, it was like 3 days.
3 days, yeah.
3 days before my birthday. And we came from church. And I went to get the kids some pizza from Little Caesars. Mm-hmm. So I got the pizza and everything, and I come out the parking lot, and I'm at the stop sign. And it's hot outside. My birthday is in July, so it's hot outside. I don't know why I didn't have the air on. I guess I was just trying to preserve the gas or whatnot. Mm-hmm. I don't know. At that time, I wasn't even thinking about the air. I just had the windows down. So as the window's down, I'm plugging my phone into the car charger. And when I look up, it's 3 young men at the car. One has a shotgun in the window, and the other 2 are getting in the car. And the young man held the shotgun to my side and made me drive to a building. And they took me out of took me out of the car and made me go into the building and made me lay on the ground. They kept hitting me across my head with the butt of the shotgun. They robbed me. They took our car. So basically they kidnapped me, they pistol whipped me, they robbed me, and they carjacked me.
But most importantly, they took his J.
They took my Jordans.
They took his J's.
They took my Jordans off my feet. They took my Jordans off my feet. And you know I was upset about that, but I was more upset that they took our pizza and the car because the kids was hungry. You know, and it's like, okay, my kids is hungry. My wife was sick. She didn't want to cook. I didn't feel like cooking. I actually had somebody here to do. So that's when I was like hair on wheels. I would go to people's house and do hair. So I had somebody here to do, but then I ended up getting carjacked, kidnapped, pistol whipped.
Couldn't call me.
So I couldn't call, but after so long, after I was on the ground and they were like beating me down with the butt of the gun, they was trying to knock me out. They was trying to hit me hard. I mean, they hit me hard, but God would not allow them to knock me out. They could not knock me out. They was trying to knock me unconscious, because if they knocked me unconscious, I think I would have lost my life at that time. And the young man was 16. The one who was hitting me, he gonna say to me that I bet you never thought a 16-year-old would be packing like this. So I kept packing Jesus. I kept saying, Jesus, get me out of this. Jesus, get me out of this. Jesus, get me out of this. So after they did what they did, they took off with our car. They told me to lay down on the ground, but I got up. After they went out that door, I got up because I wanted to try to see them boys' faces. I wanted to try to remember their faces. And to this day, I still can't remember their faces. But I went out, like I found the exit out the other side of the building, and I ran across the street. I seen a lady outside, and I ran across the street. I had no shoes on, nothing. And I asked her if I can use her phone. I called my wife at least about 20 times. But when she finally called back, I told her what happened. And Lord and behold, it was a thing.
It was horrible because, as I mentioned last week, I had this thing on called a life vest. So it had two electronic probes or whatever underneath my breast, by my ribs and my heart, and then it was one in the back. It was literally a vest, and basically that was for if my heart was to stop, then it was gonna shock me, and I didn't want anything to, cause any stress or nothing. So I took a nap, woke up, and I was like, man, he's still not here. This Little Caesar's right up the street on 92nd and Cathedral. What's taking him so long? So I looked at my phone, and I had like 20 missed calls, like he said. I'm like, who is this person calling me? So that he called me back, and I answered like, hello? And then he was like, honey, they carjacked, they took the car, they beat me, they this. And I'm like, wait, hold on. What? I mean, he was just, of course, hysterical. And I'm like, wait, what? Slow down. What are you saying? And then he was telling me. So I'm like, where are you? His mom and stepfather had made it there by that time. Were they there at that time, or they come afterwards?
Yeah,
I just remember.
They came.
Mama
there.
getting
They
on the
was pulling
phone.
up.
Right. Okay. So while that's happening, I'm just like, oh, it's like everything just happened. Everything just came crashing down, and I was just sitting there like, oh my God, what do I do? Because the kids in there, I didn't want them to worry. We had our little baby niece there. Parents was there terrorizing the house and everything. So I'm like, okay, what should I do? And I thought, okay, don't get too upset. Don't get too worked up. Your heart. Because I was so, it was hard to explain. I was just so shook, and I felt lightheaded. I felt, oh my God. And as I was getting worked up, I felt my heart beating fast. I was like, okay, let me slow down before I drop dead in here, and he in the hospital, and I'm laying here dead. Yeah, so I called my sister-in-law, I think Jada, and she came to get me, and they took me to our local hospital, Freighter, where he was being transported to.
And it was a thing, because behind it, my wife had to deal with me having a little bit of PTSD, because like at night I used to get up sometimes, and I used to get in our car after we got our car back, because we got our car back 3 days later. These young men sold the car to another young man for $300.
Stupid enough to buy
A
car.
2014.
No title, nothing.
Brand new car they sold to another person. And this young man saw the police and ended up turning down a one-way street. And the police pulled him over. Mm-hmm. And they called us and told us that they had our car. Mm-hmm. With nothing wrong with it.
Nothing.
They had just dumped everything out of it.
His Bible bag and
shoes.
That's what I was mad about. I had some cute shoes in my trunk.
Look, see.
But them Negroes, they was straight chilling in our car.
I mean, chilling. They had groceries and everything.
Groceries. They had a baby car seat in the back.
Everything.
I turned the car on and the music was blasting. The air came on full-fledged. I said, "Oh,
and there wasn't no gas in there.
And there wasn't no gas. You riding my car on E? I don't do that." So I was like, "Oh, so these niggas they just chilling, my car, chillaxing in my car."
And then the girl had the nerve to have an attitude.
Had the audacity.
How you got the attitude? Because you and your baby got to walk. What you mean? This ain't your car.
Okay, this mine. My name on this.
I said, boy, people is a trip.
The audacity.
People is a trip. But I end up having a little bit of PTSD behind there because I used to get up at night and ride the city with a knife because I was going to find these little fellas. You know, like, you 16 years old and I'm well over in my 30s, you know, in my late 30s. Mm-hmm. And you tell me that you 16 and I never thought that you would be packing like you was. Like, you took something from me. You know, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to find these niggas and I got an engine behind my foot. I will run somebody over. God forgive me. Forgive these niggas, Lord. I tell you. But I just thank God because we weathered through that storm.
Not only that, remember when that day you was laying down on the couch and I was walking past and you thought I was like them or something?
Oh,
you
yes.
do something to me?
Yes. Yeah, and that's a shame that it got that deep where I was like seeing them little fellas. Like I thought my wife was like one of them, was trying to come get me or something. So I jumped up like, oh, I'm ready now. Mm-hmm. I am ready, and I know I scared the life out of her.
He did scare the life, but I was used to it because he fighting his sleep. So I knew what him laying down. He was laying on the couch, and I was walking past, and he jumped up and looked at me, and I'm like, "Dude, put your fist down. What you doing?" And what I didn't know was I reached out to my brother and asked him about buying a gun, and I'm glad he told me about that because I told him, I said, no, he's not in the frame of mind to buy a gun right now, because what if he had a gun while I'm walking past? He probably could have shot me. Mm-hmm. Not thinking, not knowing that that's my wife. I'm at home. So yeah, I said, no, now is not the time for him to have a gun. No.
Well, we got one now.
We got one now.
And I ain't in that frame of mind no more. But I thank God because we weathered through that storm. And I got a question for some of y'all. Like, okay, would you be able to marry a man or be with a man or either with a woman who had those type of problems in their sleep? Because one time, my wife went to kiss me.
I was pregnant with our son.
Yeah, she was pregnant with our son, and she went to kiss me, in my sleep, and I swung like, what's going on
here? I
here?
got that nigga back. 2 pieces.
What's going on here?
Who you at?
And see, people don't understand sometimes when you have like childhood trauma, and actually, I'm just gonna tell the truth. Like, we went to go see a psychiatrist.
Therapist.
A therapist, whatever it's called. We went to go see a therapist, because even people who are married or people who counsel other people for marriage or people who marry people need some folk to talk to as well.
counselors have counselors.
Yeah, and it's true.
I remember our former pastor told us years ago, pastors have pastors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you don't know everything, and how can you help somebody else, and you're taking from yourself, pouring into others. Sometimes you need to be replenished yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it's true, because I told my wife yesterday, like, I can help everybody else, but I don't have a clue on how to help us. I don't have a clue on how to help my house. I don't have a clue on how to help myself. You know, so sometimes you just need, you need that extra advice or somebody who can help you see it in a different light. You know, because sometimes when you're in a marriage, y'all don't see it each other way.
You don't. Especially you both too bullheaded and strong-minded, opinionated. Yeah. And I told him yesterday, I said, I'm so proud of him, because I brought up therapy like a few years ago, and he was, like a lot of men, I don't need no therapist, I ain't going to no therapist. But I saw he got some problems that he need to work through. So I just kept praying about it, like, Lord, I need you to help him, and I need you to help me to kind of, hopefully address this thing again. So eventually, amen, I'm proud of him.
Actually, I wanted to go.
He did.
Because I kept asking her, did you find somebody yet? Did somebody call you? Because, Ramadan, as Tommy would say, Ramadan, I need to talk to somebody. Because me, I'm the type of person, I hold things in, and then once it get to that tip-top limit, it's like a bomb.
Self-combust.
It's like a bomb. Like I've always been the type to hold things in, because I've always had to be the one that was strong for everybody. So when you are the one that's always strong for everybody, who gonna be strong for you when you need it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've never had that strong person there for me when I needed it, even though my wife has been strong for me. But sometimes it's like,
I can't do it all. Sometimes you just need professional help. I am all for a little bit of therapy and a whole lot of Jesus.
A whole lot of Jesus.
In that order.
A whole lot of prayer. So, hey, I just want y'all to think about that question. Would you, and comment down below, would you be able to marry somebody or be with somebody that has some type of problems like that? Because to this day, I still have, sleeping problems. I still have sleeping problems. To this day, I still will fight in my sleep. To this day, I will still have arguments in my sleep. Whoever I be dreaming about or fighting with.
He get on my nerve. I had to sleep with earplugs in my ears, because I don't know who he gonna be rumbling and tussling with in his sleep. He be knocked out on. I'm like, shut up! I be hitting him, shut up, smacking him. I'm trying to go to sleep, and he up here having full-fledged arguments, fighting. So
I can't help it. I'm sorry. If that when the dream comes to my mind, it's like I acted out in real life. So I can't help it. I can't help it. Like I'm sorry. It's been like that for many years now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my mother used to tell me I used to percolate up. Like, sometimes when she would wake me up in the morning for school, I would percolate up, like, get up real fast. She'd be like, boy, what is wrong with you?
He's done that a few times where he'll wake up and he'll be in a good sleep, and I'm like, from a distance, Brian, hey, babe. All of a sudden, he legs up in the air. Record that one day. Boy, the colors be going one way, and they be going another way.
Oh, Lord, in the name of Jesus.
What is wrong, Lord? What have I done now?
I don't understand, but
you don't understand.
That you don't let the devil use you.
You don't use
Who, Jesus? Oh Lord, we done had some times. We done had some time. But it's been 14 years of us weathering all of these different storms and making sure that we keeping those vows. You know, because this, what the whole little 2-part series was about. It's about weathering the storm and keeping your vows. Because if my wife gets sick and can't perform her wifely duties, that don't mean that I go out and get another wife. That don't mean I go out and get somebody else to do it.
So nigga, y'all both gonna get dead.
And see, and I can't perform my husbandly duties. That don't mean that she go out and get somebody else to find somebody else to do it. Cause she already know I'm retarded. She already know that, hey, she know. We ain't even gonna speak on it on the YouTube. But she already know. We know about each other. You know, so the thing is, make sure if you take your vows, the Bible tells us that it's better to not make a vow than to make one and don't keep it. So when you make a vow to somebody, even before you get married, think about what you're saying. Think about what if we are poor? Can I stay with this person? Think about if they do get sick and they can't do what they used to do. Are you going to leave them? Think about if they are not cherishing you. Because the Bible said, for better or for worse. What if it is the worst times? What you going to do, pack up and leave? Because you got to remember that everything in life ain't always good.
And everything is not going to always go as planned, because I'm quite sure, like every other woman out there, you thought you'd get married and y'all just going to be on a honeymoon phase forever. You're going to always just be in love and billowy bed of ease, and everything's just going to go smooth and magical as possible. Just like as soon as I get saved, you know, you think, oh my God, everything's going to be perfect. Everything's going to work out. I'm going to be able... Baby, totally the opposite. As soon as you say I do, people get married for the wedding, but they don't think about the marriage. There's two totally different things.
Oh, yeah.
A wedding is for everybody else. A marriage is for you and that other person. That's why I don't give folks that spend all these astronomical amounts on a wedding and then 2 months later they divorce.
They divorce.
That don't make sense.
Don't even make it to a year.
Don't.
And people don't understand, the first 5 years of marriage is the hardest. It is the hardest.
Because y'all getting to know one another. You know, you're still getting to know their likes, dislikes, their personalities, how they really, really are. You're merging two families, your family and his family. And, yeah, it hasn't always been easy.
It hasn't.
It hasn't always been easy. You know, one family would look like, oh, you know, he married this girl and who she thinks she is. I'm not saying it's my family, you know, or his family. This is just examples. You know, her family and why she married him and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, you have to learn how to block those things out, and you have to respectfully put folks in their place. Like, hold on. You can't speak on this right here. When we took our vows, we didn't have you in mind.
That's it.
This is between us.
We took them to each other.
If you don't like it, if you can't respect it, peace out. There's folks in my family that I hardly talk to this day because they don't know how to respect my family, respect my marriage. And you will be ghost.
Respect my house.
Respect my house.
See? But she pulled up something on her phone, so...
It said, what are the basic wedding vows? In the name of God, I take you, blank, to be my wife or husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, until parted by death. I mean... While the officiants, I can't talk, is saying those things to you, you really need to think about what he's saying. I take you to be my husband and my wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse. You're going to have some good times. You're going to have some bad times. You're going to have better times. You're going to have worse times. But if you both are committed to working to make that thing work, it will work. You can't have one person wanting to make it work and the other one done checked out. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You both have to be on the same board, as the Bible says, on one accord. When we got married, this fella here said, we ain't getting a divorce. So
we stuck like Velcro.
We stuck. Now. So whatever it is, just gonna have to work it out.
You don't have to work it out. Even though divorce made a ran through our heads many times. Many times. Our former pastor, him and his wife was married for maybe 56 years or something like that. And they used to say divorce used to run through their head thousands of times. So I'm gonna tell you this: once you get married, that don't mean divorce ain't gonna run through your head, but you ain't got to do it.
You have to get a divorce.
You don't got to do it.
That's why I don't understand people that get divorced, but then like the first 5 years, you're still getting to know each other. We've been married 14 years, and we're still getting to know each other.
We don't know everything about each other.
Because honestly, you don't even know everything about yourself.
At all.
You may think something, may say something like, okay, where'd that come from?
Even for our anniversary, I told my wife some things that I've never told her before, that she never heard before. So this was our 14th year. Even talking to our therapist yesterday, I'm pretty sure she heard some things that she never heard before. A couple of years back, it was some trauma that I went through as a young kid. She never heard that part of my life before. Never. And by that time, we have been married at least 10 years or 11 years at that time. So when that part of my life came up, it was like, wow. Because even I forgot about it. But when that part of my life came up, my wife have never heard that before because I never talked about it.
He pushed it so far in the back of his mind that he
forgot about it. Like, I literally forgot about it. So now I understand when people say I pushed that thing down and I didn't even think about it anymore, or I forgot about that. I understand that because something was unlocked in my head, that some trauma that we went through, my sisters and I, we went through, and Lord, I haven't kind of been the same, and I understand those things have kind of affected my life. Now that I realize it affected my life. So we working through those things, but I just want to encourage you on today, my people, because we getting to the 30-minute mark, to make sure that you are hanging in there. If you're married, hang on in there. If you're thinking about getting married, hang on in there. It gets better. It'll get greater later. Yeah. We've been through some things. We've been through ups, downs. We've been through poor. Right. We've been through sickness. Not saying we rich yet, because we gonna be now. But we are living pretty comfortable. So we're not living the way that we did when we first got married. We ain't going around borrowing from nobody now. We the lenders now. So hang on in there, people. Hang on in there. But my wife got some games here. So we're thinking about doing game night with some married couples. And we're going to film it. So comment down below what you think. Because this game is the Urban Trivia.
Urban Trivia.
And what's the other one?
It's called Black Card Revolt. So we already told our Bishop and First Lady earlier, it's a challenge. Bishop and Lady Simpson, it's a challenge. It's on. And then
Murchisons?
The Murchisons, it's on and popping.
Cornelius,
Dana and Mark, it's on
and
popping.
It's on.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge, and we're going to think about what you got to do if you lose now.
What y'all going to do when y'all lose.
When you lose. We'll see. We're going to come up with something. And we got to stick to the rules.
Right. Ronnie. Don't be trying to cheat.
Always Ronnie. I don't like milk. I don't like hot sauce. This ain't about what you like, sister.
You gonna get some milk and hot sauce today.
Today you gonna get it. Come on. Get your wife, sir.
Mark,
Get your wife, sir.
get your wife.
Lady Tina, get your husband. All right, y'all. It was good talking to y'all.
Yes.
We don't know what we're going to do next week. We're going to come up with some plans
Yeah.
of what we're going to do
Always
next week.
we got something to talk about. We got a lot of
Always.
things to talk about, you know. So
Always.
if it's a topic that y'all want to hear us discuss, or you have any questions or anything, please feel free to comment down below. We promise to answer and respond. So, okay.
All right, y'all. Remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you subscribe to Ghetto Bites. Make sure that you subscribe to Cam's TV. Also, hit that post notification bell so you can know every time that we drop a video. Everything will be in the description box below. We'll have those games linked in the description box below. We'll even have our Martin game linked again in the description box below. If you don't have a church home and you are in the Milwaukee area, come and join us at Cathedral of Praise. The address is 606 East Center Street. All right, I have everything in the description box below. All right, y'all. We love y'all, and we'll see y'all next
Thank
Sunday
y'all.
/Monday. We got you. All right. Peace.